Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 6 on the Mysterious JG. We're really closing in on the end of this game now. But a little more Night C and Silver T would be good to have at this point. Let's see what the game has to offer us as far as resupply. Probably should have actually selected something before that went into... Ugh, C-Flash. Okay, hold on. I know, but that was just a dumb move on my part. We need Night C and Silver Tomahawk to finish this. I know that because I cheated. Oh, but they gave us a power-up grinding area anyway. That's what this is for. This is an annoying little power-up grinding area, or we could go in and get Silver Tomahawk. That's what this is. They set this up for this reason. If I can get a big weapon ammo thing, I think I will throw down a save state, because why not? That's why they put this here. They gave it you terrible drop rates, but they definitely set this up for purposes of grinding. Watch there be a big weapon power up in the next room, but I mean, don't hate the play. This is why they put this thing here. Okay, switch. Jeez, I'm not kidding when I tell you that like I suddenly can't hit the buttons. Because we lost a power up there by timing it out. Just one big one and I'll be satisfied. Although honestly, give me the one of the big ones. Honestly, I'm gonna take me one of the big ones. But oh yeah, now remember we're full up on beat. So I was gonna say I might want to load up beat weapon too, but no, we're full up on beat. So I don't think we need any of the weapons that we're short on anymore. I think we've got full ammo on the two weapons that we'll need to finish the game. Oh, I have to actually still defeat the thing before I can leave. That's true. Now I came out of there with slightly less than full health because of goofiness. What do you got? Health. There you go. Alright, save here. I guess he could have given us an E-tank or a 1-up or whatever, but I feel like we've had acceptable luck from item drops in this game. Okay, so you obviously don't want to get caught underneath that thing. Okay, you need to just go from you pretty clearly have to clear the left side of the screen when it's ready to jump, and gotcha. I think I understand the pattern now. Let's just go all out with the items and finish this. Still have two forms, I'm sure. Now I can switch to the Nightman weapon, because that's the weakness for both forms. I'll save it for the second form. This is the last life I've got, actually. Alright. Oh, he's got more life? Okay. Maybe we don't have a whole stage to do after this. Beat often helps against this boss. Apparently, he doesn't work against this version. So I think we're now just, I think this is it. I think I just use E-Tanks until we win, because this is the Wily capsule. This is always the last boss. I'm a little surprised. I thought there was going to be a little bit more. But also, don't waste shots. You can see how you need Tomahawk for this. It's hard to even hit him with anything else. Unless he gets right underneath you, and then you probably could hit him with other things. Oh, he's got almost no health left. I was, did not notice how close he was to being defeated. Oh, and he lands right on our head! And now he's knocked us out. He can escape. He went for shooting star press outside of his own Wily capsule. Ooh. Dr. Wily, triumphant at last, Mega Man arrested the notorious Dr. Wily and brought him to justice. Sentenced to prison for his crimes, comma. Dr. Wily now rules over a prison cell. But he's actually being manipulated by Mr. X, the true fiend. At long last, the world is at peace. It's still the year 2000 XX. Well, there you go. I guess I was wrong. I thought there would be another stage that would probably be just one boss fight, but instead they gave us 3 boss fights in a row. None of which were really that bad. I mean, I used an E-Tank, but... And I knew the weakness, so I wasn't... I would have gone to Yamato, or rather, Tomahawk pretty early against that third form. As soon as you find out Beat doesn't work, that's pretty much what you gotta do. Because, like, nothing else is getting up there to hit it. But I could have had a lot more trouble with the first 2 forms of his Wily machine if I didn't go... Although I beat one of them with the Charge Buster. I'm under the impression that it didn't really make that big of a difference on that guy. But anyway, wow, yeah, like, a little bit of use of save states, mostly when there was, like, I wanted to explore one of 2 paths. I feel like my victory in the game was legitimate. But I had more trouble with Plant Man stage than with anything else in the game. That held through all the way through the end. I figured I'd eventually hit a point where one of the Wily stages was worse than Plant Man stage had been. Never really happened. Anyway, this out of all the Mega Man games on the original system, this one was like the least memorable to me, and I think that kind of holds up now. None of these bosses really were that... I don't know. I might have been able to get more out of the game if I didn't let myself check a guide for what the boss weaknesses were. Certainly back in the day, playing the old Mega Man games on original hardware, a lot of it was about fighting through a stage, getting frustrated, giving up, and trying a different Robot Master because you couldn't figure out how to beat it. You didn't have its weakness yet. Like, that's a big part of it, but then for Let's Play purposes, it almost never is. People just go in and do it in the right order to be efficient. But, yeah, kind of a forgettable Mega Man game. I remember thinking it was weird that they got into so many different, like, historical and ethnic stereotypes. Ethnic stereotype? I don't know, but like Tomahawk Man is the Old West villain, Nightman is the medieval European villain, Yamato Man is the, you know, medieval Japanese villain. That just seemed strange. Like, they're getting away from elements and into historical periods, but I guess you can only have so many different variations on Fireman, which this game has one, and Airman, which this game has one, and Iceman, which this game has one. So, yeah, maybe, never mind. Maybe these enemies aren't as stupid sounding as Ringman. Ringman, tough boss, tough stage, but, very silly name. Windman. Different from Airman in some way that we haven't quite figured out yet. But for me, I guess the most memorable part of this game is the Jet Mega Man and Power Mega Man modes, which without those modes, like, okay, in the Wily and Mr. X stages, yeah, they definitely set up stuff where you were required to use Jet Mega Man mode to get through. But having it, or like it made some of the Robot Master stages pretty easy. Like I feel like it was a cool thing, but they once they give you those kind of powers, it kind of makes it tough to design regular levels that are beatable with just Mega Buster, that are also challenging if you have access to, Jet Mega Man or Power Mega Man mode. Power Mega Man was actually kind of a neat idea, like really strong Whoppet, but the short range and the can't slide. I almost wish there was if they redid this game in a modern system and it had like RPG elements where you could like buy components to increase Mega Man's defense, like you could make a tank mode of that where it can just like tank damage, because otherwise its problem is it does damage but it's not maneuverable. But to be continued. Okay, well, I guess they're not pretending that this is it, which, peace has finally been achieved, except that we're not even pretending that this is the end. I mean, come on. You can't possibly believe that it's the end. And you get back to the title screen. Well, can I... Is it marked as beaten? Like, one of these is not marked as beaten. It was, yeah, Mega Man 2. Somehow I beat Mega Man 2 on the channel and it didn't take. But it has marked this as beaten now. There might be some kind of special achievement for beating all 6 games, like an Xbox or PlayStation trophy. Who cares, obviously. But, what we traditionally do at the end is go through the database, so let's do that. And the museum. Ow, ow! Its first seal appearance catches intruders off guard. It's cute, but its shot speed is high, so watch out. Wall Blaster 2. It's waterproof, so it's able to adapt to any environment. And anything that's waterproof can adapt to, like, the center of a sun. It fires 3 directions at once. Shrew 21P, a guard mecha from water areas. It explodes upon detecting intruders, just right before it reaches the water surface. It's a great guard, it just blows up. It doesn't even report in. SW525, a skull walker with an explosive device. Be careful not to overlook it. Curlinger, a surprise attack mecha that can adapt to any environment. The sound it makes when it rebounds off a wall is kind of nice, no? I didn't notice. Count Bomb. A time bomb originally used at construction sites. There are many instances of a skull walker rearing and causing them to explode. Count Bomb, you see. Katobyan, a heavy bombing machine. Though used for transport, it often ends up dropping its cargo. Dodge the bomb, it drops by sliding. And it is weak against Night Bash, I guess. Gobgyo, a bargain version of the security robot Big Fish. It will suddenly jump up from underneath you, so try to remember where it emerges from. Big Fish must be from another game. Gamaran M. Gamut... What? I don't remember fighting this thing at all. Gamarn was originally a robot tank. It's now piloted by Gamadayu. Though they came as a pair, they attack at different times, making their strikes easy to dodge. I do not remember fighting them in this game at all. Cannon Peller? Why not make a flying cannon? That was the inspiration behind this. It makes for great aerial target practice with your jet. Cannon Joe, a member of the Joe series, made to control a cannon. Beat it before it can even fire back. Yeah, Cannon Joe is pretty shitty compared to most of the other Joes. He wasn't really much of a threat. Gorilla Tank. The design of this robot was inspired by a movie Dr. Wily once saw. Its weak point is its face, and if you hit it anywhere else, your shots will push it back. Colton. Before its current position, this robot was an extra in Robot Westerns. It wasn't even the lead character, so it must be weak, right? Okay, yeah, because it was like the John Wayne robot, it would be more powerful somehow. Cyber Gobugal, modified to move around using a jet engines. There are some enemies that can't be beaten with ordinary attacks. Though apparently this one is not. He can be beaten with Freezy Beam, it looks like. Submarine Flyer. Made as a submarine that flies through the air. It's quite slow when flying around, so feel free to ignore it. That seems rude. Shield Attacker GTR, an improved version of Shield Attacker. Attacks from the fronts are useless, so maybe it'd be best to jump over it or slide under it? Jet Button, an improved version of Heli Button. or Bhutan. It's capable of high-speed air travel. It can only fly in straight lines, so it's easy to defeat. No, that's just one that freaking ambushes you and knocks you to your death all the time. It's not really about whether or not you can defeat it. Shigaraki, a mecha made to guard Dr. Wily's house. Maybe its cuteness is to put you off guard? The balls it attacks with can be destroyed, so it's not that threatening. Skullwalker, a reconnaissance mecha for any environment. It has spider motif. It actually has more of a skull motif. Its jump power isn't as impressive as you might think. That seemed like they could jump pretty well. Squidon, a mecha made to attack intruders on the seafloor. Its guided missiles are a nuisance, so take it down quickly with a weapon that plays on its weakness, which would be beat, apparently. Spring Face Bomb. The spring in its body makes it a semi-perpetual motion machine. The head will explode when it hits the ground, so watch out. Tate Bow, an improved version of Tatapakan. Much like Tatapakan, a charge shot is the best way to take it down. Taraho, a cannon that's adaptable to any environment. It's made from used scraps of other cannons. With a weak frame, and it's not a tough enemy. Dachshund Limited Edition. We fought one of these in the entire game. A mass-produced version of Dachshund. This low-cost version is far less sturdy than it appears. Choker O. It's equipped with heat sensors and will counterattack when it detects heat energy. Watch out for its jump attack. I don't even remember half these enemies. Now, these guys we did fight. Twin Rotor, a mecha modified from the original Mono Rotor. It's quick, and it will try to slam into you, so attack it with a charge shot. Tech. Modified from a ceiling walking mecha and given attack capabilities. It walks across the ceiling, so the best strategy is to beat it with a special weapon. Short bus weapon. Bata-Batan, a force patrol robot. It works well alongside Helibatan. It tends to hide in the tall grass, so observe carefully and attack. Like Neo 2, this game gives us a whole tutorial on enemies hiding in the grass, and then that only happens, or like hiding in the grass, and that's only useful one time. Power Slam, a robot made from whatever parts were on hand. It moves quickly and its attacks are strong. Beat it quickly with a weapon that plays on its weakness, which would be beat, apparently. But 12 hit points. That's, I guess it's got less hit points than the squid thing. But yeah, like, when I saw those, I'm like, oh, it's a big eye. Just run away from it. It's never worth killing those things. Pandita, modified from a panda robot used at a circus. The boosters on its back are meant to allow it to fly, but no one's ever seen that happen. Pete, a bird-like mecha made by Dr. Wily when he was inspired by Beat. Put a lid on stinky things. Well, put a lid on Pete, that is to say. What? Fire Telly, a mechanized version, a mecha modified from Tully Blanchard. A mecha modified from Telly from Sesame Street. Does anybody even remember Telly? Has he been like completely removed from history now that Elmo has taken control? The fire it drops isn't dangerous in itself, but it's game over if it ignites a sea of fire under you. That is true. Fireboy, modified from a stolen garbage incinerating robot. It can turn an oil puddle into a sea of flames. Watch out. Booker, modified from an antique pump. Try surprising it with a charge shot. Sometimes you can jump on it and take it for a ride. Take it for a ride. Brown, a mecha based on a toy that was popular a while back. Shooting the barrel will expose the head. That's your chance. Brain Break. Oh, this robot possesses high intelligence, but attacking it will cause it to rampage. This rampage is quite dangerous, so get some distance and fire again. Yeah, these were a weird one. You shoot them once and they just start charging around like nuts. And that's what I thought. They had like a mortarboard gimmick going on. It's just weird. Propeller Eye. I am Kino Eye. I bring truth. Sorry, it's a film school reference. Propeller Eye, an improved version of Pukapelli. It now flies around with a propeller. Its flight speed is low, but it can only be damaged when its camera is exposed. Pelicano. Dr. Wily originally made this mecha to carry food, but its tendency to drop its cargo made it modify it for attacking. So it still doesn't drop stuff intentionally. It's just he's taking advantage of its failures. Helibutan. Although it was originally made by Dr. Light, Dr. Wily modified it. It moves quite slowly, so it's really not that dangerous to enemy. You're kind of a loser if you can't defeat this thing. Ben K. Played a gate guard in robot period dramas. It can't move, but its spear can block all incoming attacks. It also can kind of move. It can turn around. Ooh. Hotchkissen. Dr. Wily designed this mecha after recalling a time when he accidentally stapled his own finger. Wow. Attack it with a jump shot. Kids in the hall, be quiet. Not the Canadian ones, these ones here. Metal Patan. Developed in order to produce a large quantity of metals. No reason not to harvest the items from the metals it drops. Moliere, an engineering robot made to build secret facilities. It's quite sturdy, so be sure to attack with a charge shot. Yapu, a mecha made to produce strong winds while shooting robot movies. You're in trouble unless you pay attention to which direction its arrow is facing. While shooting robot movies. Rounder 2, modified version of Rounder. It follows the path of its rail, so try to read where it will go and then attack. Now we're into the bosses. Power Piston. It can cause earthquakes with its piston. Fight at the edge of the screen and dodge the rocks that fall from above. Metonger Z, or Z. A robot tank controlled by Metal. Its bouncing bullets are hard to dodge. It's the ultimate Metal foe. X-Crusher. A giant orb mecha controlled by Mr. X. Apparently Mr. X likes to use it to get around in everyday life. If he means getting around back and forth between two sides of the one room where it's in, sure. Mechasaurus. Dr. Wily based its design on an enemy in a video game he played as a child. I guess this is set in the year 2000X. I was thinking, like, well, if Dr. Wily's an adult in, like, the 90s when these games were coming out. No, never mind. 2000X. Rather than using the weapon that plays on its weakness, perhaps a different weapon would be best. Oh, maybe that's the one you're supposed to beat with beat. No, never mind. Beat is the one that they refer to when they say weapon that plays on its weakness. Tank CSII. Wow! Wait, that's not even... Oh, CSI. That is a CSI show. CSI, maybe. Reacts to Mega Man's energy and attacks. You won't take any damage if you stand at the edge of the arena. Wily Machine 6, the largest yet of the Wily Machine series. Try to stay in the center of the screen, or else you'll get hit by its press attack. Wily Capsule. The capsule that emerges from Wily Machine 6. As usual, it warps around while attacking, but a number of your weapons should be effective against it. Catch that, Dr. Wily. Blizzard Man, originally a monitoring robot at the South Pole. It was modified for combat. Dodge its charge attack by jumping near the center of the arena. Every guide I read said, I didn't read a bunch of guides, but I read like one thing on that that said, yeah, you need to be at the edge of the screen. Windman, a wind-controlling robot with abilities similar to those of Airman. Get away from his propeller attacks and dodge with straight vertical jumps. Plant Man, once a mascot for a botanical garden. He doesn't have many ways of attacking, so he should be easy to beat. He looks pretty smug, though. Flame Man, an old-fashioned robot that generates heat energy. He's just an old-fashioned robot. If you try to dodge the flame pillars by watching for them, it will already be too late. Try to memorize the timing. Yamato Man, his light armor makes him especially mobile. He uses a spear to attack, but it's pretty dumb how he has to go retrieve it. I don't think we ever saw the attack where he actually throws... Yeah, but maybe we did. Tomahawk Man, a robot developed for combat. His silver tomahawk's dead angle is covered with a jump attack. You can slide under him when he does it. Sometimes he faces a cowboy, and the cowboy... He'll say something to the cowboy about how I will send you to your gods, and the cowboy will go, there is no god in this world. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I believe the game I'm referencing is called Samurai Showdown Ren. I cannot imagine... As much as I enjoy the cinematic I'm referring to, I can't imagine playing through that game as that character, the Native American character, just to get that. Nightman, designed with a medieval knight motif. His strong shield can block most attacks. Only the weapon that plays on his weakness can pierce it. Okay, that's the deal. If you don't have his weakness, you have to wait for him to be attacking before you can damage him. Centaur Man, a robot based on the mythical creature. Try to fight him from the center of the arena as much as possible. If you stand to the sides, you'll be hit by his spread shot. And Arrow. So we can look at more production art. Yeah, the faces he makes when he's using their weapons are usually just kind of dumb. That one's pretty boring. He's got a screwdriver and a wrench. He's a dangerous foe. Alright, gotta go. We never fought these guys. Where the hell do they show up? Look it up on the Wikipedias if you feel like it, or the YouTubes. Oh, see, it's him and all of his friends. Beat, his dog. He has fewer friends in this game. Dr. Light does not show up in this game at all. He can't be bothered with this. He's like, I had a contract for 5 Mega Man games. I'm done. You want to bring me back for Mega Man X? You pay me. I'm not doing Mega Man 6 for free. Mr. X. The amazing Mr. X. He's a terrifying foe. Bandita wins. Plant barriers. Somehow even stupider than Woodman's barrier. I guess just because it's the same thing, but now pink. Power Mega Man. Look at the shoulders on that guy. Did we even get Jet Mega Man with a picture? Rush transforming, okay. Silver Tomahawk, Skullwalker, Spring Face Bomb. That sounds like some kind of wrestling move. He's winding up for the slingshot Spring Face Bomb! Tomahawk Man looking pretty cool there. This is a grassy skirt covering his underbits there. Wily Machine 6, Windman, Windstorm, Axe Crusher. See, that doesn't seem like a spear to me. Oh, got our Jet Mega Man, and as you can see, yeah, he does. He's got kind of like he's got like a V-neck with shoulder straps. He definitely looked a little different. Power Mega Man's got the six-pack abs going there. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Flame Man stage. What do you know? Mr. X's castle looks like every other castle in the series with an X instead of a Wily skull. How is that concept art for his stage? It's just a... whatever. Alright. So that's it, folks. That's Mega Man 6. Hope you enjoyed. I had a real rough start, but things kind of came together, and as I said, I'm not patting myself on the back too hard. That was... my recall was that was one of the easier of the Mega Man games. What's next as far as Mega Man goes? I have not decided. At one point, this is like... God, it's like years ago now, because I picked it up at a GameStop. Like, physically, I just, like, was in killing time, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'll get it, because I'll probably play it eventually. I have a disc copy of the Mega Man Collection 2, which has, like, Mega Man 7 through 9 or something like that. It's got, like, the Mega Man one where he fights, what are they, like, treble and clef or whatever, bass and... I don't remember. But, yeah, it's got some of the stuff that was, like, PS1 and PS2 and SNES era games that were about Mega Man and not about X. So I might try that out, I might not. I remember Mega Man 7 being, like, vicious. Like, it was one of the hardest of the games in the X or Mega Man series. Mega Man 7 was not playing around, and particularly the final boss. I beat the Mega Man 7 final boss on original hardware back in the day on SNES, and that was probably the nastiest Mega Man boss I ever actually managed to defeat without, you know, cheats and whatnot. But, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because when I set out, what I kind of wanted to do was replay the old classic NES Mega Man games, and I've done that. So, give me a shout one way or the other. Presumably, if you're still here at this stage, you were a fan of the series. But, yeah, if you have strong feelings about whether you'd like to see more, let me know. And I can't promise I'll do what you say, but at least I'll know what you think. Thank you guys for tuning in, and catch you guys down the road with some kind of series or other. Bye-bye.